as you can see here, I'm level 25, and this is what makes this the best build in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You don't need to be level 99 to pull it off. I'm gonna take this build and I'm gonna go into this fully loaded leader house with enemies that are even higher than my level, and not only that, I'm gonna go in through the front door and I'm gonna do this to them. Every single last one of them. So in terms of the gears of this build, you can see I'm also under level, but what you want to get is you want to use the Eyes of Cosmos legendary set. Very easy to get from the Cultist missions. You just follow the first top left branch on the Cultist and you can get it very early in the game. Now, but what makes this build work is the abilities. These are the abilities you need and they are fully synergized and you can chain them for maximum results. So you're going to make sure your wheels are set up to such. So this is the first wheel. Because if you set them up like this, it is much easier to chain the abilities the way they need to be chained. And like I said, from the front door, and with this build, first thing you do every time, no matter how many enemies, activate poison. One or a whole group, activate poison, because you're gonna have venomous attacks at as high as possible. You're gonna have poison mastery, so it's gonna poison them, it's gonna weaken them, and because you're wearing the legendary set from the Eye of Cosmos, you're gonna have 30% intoxicated damage increase. So you go in just like that, and you hit them, and you try to poison as quickly as possible. Right after you poison the first guy, activate slow time. And in this case, I'm level 25, so it's going to be slowed down for 7 seconds. And when you're on slow time, all you want to do is get around your enemy and hit them as many times as possible. You want to do this because I actually got my adrenaline bar back in 7 seconds. It took me 1 bar to use slow time, but I got it all back within the 7 seconds of just hitting the guy. And then the next ability you want to do right after that is you want to go into Hero Strike, which is your damage dealer coming off from your assassin damage. And right after that, you want to get away, find some space, and then you're going to do the Battle Cry of Ares. You do this, you can actually suffer damage, but you get damage increase, but you actually can't be killed. So at this juncture, you want to be as aggressive as possible, and you're just being super aggressive so you can get all your adrenaline bars back. So pretty much from start to finish, I have used 4 abilities straight, and I actually started off with only 3 bars. I did that on purpose. I'm not even like fully loaded in adrenaline bars. All you need to is like 3 bars to do this. And I actually ended up using 4 abilities straight, and I ended up gaining a bar. Like right now, I have 4 bars. And not only that, your character now is going to be damage buff from Battle Cry of Ares, and you're going to be poison buffed from the poison damage you did at the beginning. So now you are fully buffed. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to carry through the battle, rotate through those 4 skills. But when you want to, you can also do Vanish. What you need Vanish for is you can actually use Vanish for 2 different things with this build. The first thing is you can use Vanish to do delay and recover. And the second thing is you can actually chain Vanish with Rush Assassinate. So check it out here. So right now I'm being surrounded by the enemies. I've been rotating through my 4 skills. I'm going to do Vanish. Right after I'm target one guy, I'm going to take it nice and slow, so my abilities get cooldown and I get my bar back. Here, I'm fighting, by the end of the fight, I'm fighting the 2 hunters there, 2 mercenaries, and I started to use Vanish and I try to get to high ground as quickly as possible. I did that because right after Vanish, I have about 8 seconds to get away. And for me to get to high ground, that's going to make the enemies, they're not going to totally forget about me, so I can sneak up on them and assassinate, but they're going to be, their Argo, it's going to be lessened to a point where I can actually do rush assassination to them from high ground because they don't see me. So as you can see, I've climbed up after the Vanish, I got to high ground, I'm going to trigger poison damage, trigger battle cry, and then I'm going to throw my rush assassination dagger right at that guy. I can actually chain this to 2 more people, which you will see later, but I killed that guy right away. Right after I have the poison and the damage buff, I can't be killed, I rush into the next guy, that's it. And then the next abilities I also have is in case you're really surrounded because you're so aggressive with this build and the way you're attacking, you want to also have an overpower attacks to the highest level possible. And a key about the overpower attacks you think is causing you 3 adrenaline points, which feels like a lot, but you have to think about it this way, because depending on the level of your Spear of Neolitis, when you actually activate a ability, right, you actually gain health back. And it's, for me, at least in this case, for my level with this build, I get 9% back for every adrenaline point spent. So when I do the overpower attack, I'm actually also at the same time getting 27% health back. So when you think about it that way, that's not too bad, and so the 3 bars are actually kind of worth it. why heal yourself when you can, you know, overpower attack and heal? And that's why I use a spear, because the spear overpower attack animation has a kind of AoE swing there, so that's very useful. And then the next thing you will also need for situational purposes, but this situation is going to come up a lot, is that you're going to need to get a shield breaker, which is going to, you know, take away the shield of all your enemies and also hurt them in the process. Because when you fight this aggressive and you don't care about how many, you know, enemies you auto yourself to, you might run into a legit historic Greek phalanx like I'm running into. Like I'm facing 3 different enemies who have all their shields facing me. Without shield breaker, this would just be a waste of time. So you're gonna need shield breaker for situations like this. And then you can see me activated there, take the shield off, hit him a little, maybe hit another guy in the process, but shield down so I can keep working on that guy and get my health adrenaline bars back. And in terms of the rest of your ability points, because I'm level 25 here, that's all you really need. I actually went to 2 tombs, so I have 27 ability points here, and I actually put the rest of them into the passives, Weapon Masters, which give me damage and crit chance buff, which is great. And at the same time, also Gear Master, so that it helps me with my armor and just reduce range damage. The key to this really is I want to put all the points in the Warrior and Assassin, so that when I am upgrading the gear or looking for new gear, I don't have to worry about hunter damage, and I don't have to worry about my bow, so that's gonna help a lot with resource management, especially early game. And in terms of the engravings, I did the assassin damage for my trident. I always use a spear with this build. And then for the hood, I did the 6% warrior damage. I did the same thing for the gloves, also warrior damage again, because I got plenty of assassin already. For the belt, same thing, warrior damage, because I'm gonna swing my spear a ton. Same thing for torso, warrior damage again. And then at the end for the boots, because I'm only going to use spears with 12% plus damage. So, to end off the video, because I showed you guys all the details of the abilities, all the details of the gear, but now I'm going to show you the battle in its entirety of me rushing into this leader house and just using what I've showed you with this build and just how aggressive you can be even when you're under level. So check it out.
Don't let them divide us!
No sign of who's the center. Keep up.
I'll think of you when I...